Remember, they're changing my voice. I've said many times that the most important parable is the parable of the tenants. You see the picture on the screen, you should know clearly how God set me apart, right? There's the sun, its intense heat, the speed of light, lightning, right? It said, what are the applications of the light that God brings to help you understand nature and the world? Only an idiot would think that nature is not important, that God didn't tell you anything through nature. It's stupid. Okay, obviously God did. Okay? You see in Psalm 19, they're describing how God is communicating through the heavens, for example. And elsewhere in the Bible, you see water being used to describe what's going on, the vine, the bread, sheep, and on and on and on and on and on. Okay? The lion. Okay? These are aspects of nature that testify that there's a natural order relative to spiritual power, okay, in terms of true power, drawing, right, drawing, right, draw, D-R-A, D-Ra, wing, drawing, on spiritual power. And of course, there's all kinds of occult nonsense in the wordplay. I can't stress that enough, so beware of relying on the wordplay alone. You have to see it accompany moral precision and logic. So when you see the lightning in the original picture, and they made this picture blurry, and you can't trust them in regards to what the original picture would be, okay, you know that it is clear that there's a connection between lightning and my exact type of person that I'm the only one of. That's why people mimic things. And obviously when I draw on spiritual power, it is crystal clear to me that God is there. That is why they use all these airheads to try to confuse you by saying, oh, I had an accident and I saw God, I saw a light, and they say all kinds of stupid stuff. They're mockers, and they're trying to confuse the situation. As Set, the deity they worship, whose Greek equivalent is Zeus and Roman equivalent is Jupiter, Middle Eastern equivalent is Baal, okay, is a deity of confusion, principles of evil, rape by deception, chaos, storms, etc. Seagoing merchants. That's why there's a connection between merchants and the whore that rode the beast in the Bible. Okay, kings, merchants, horde that rode the beast. Okay, merchants are described like soldiers of various groupings as locusts who are stripping away what is beautiful and worthwhile in the inside of somebody, their essence, their soul, etc. In Revelations and in Zechariah, I believe it is, and wherever else in the Bible, I believe it's Joel. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Lightning and the sun and the lion and the leopard and the falcon testify that I'm the Son of God. Draw a wing, right? Why wing, right? The falcon is the fastest animal. Speed of light, faster than master, fasting, okay, etc. Okay, spar is like the word soar, okay? Pretty straightforward. And of course, you hear people talk about mentally sparring. So not only have I defeated them in a way that is unmatched in history, physically sparring, but my exact argument relative to who I am, okay, I've defeated them in a way that's unmatched mentally and spiritually sparring. So mind, body, soul, and spirit. If you don't understand this video, watch it 3 or 4 times, ask questions. The lightning, right? You know, Zeus is a deity, for example, of lightning, so is Set. However, they're superimposed. They're about as much of a deity of lightning as Eros, oh my goodness, right, is a deity of love, right? Not a deity of, it's a little kid. It's where we get the word erotic. And is Rose scrambled, right? You think your erotic desire, neo-Roman nonsense is love? It's fucking stupid. And of course you say, no, that's not why it is. Then why is the word romantic, romantic, exotic, right? Tick, erotic, tick, tick-tock, and being ticked off? People who rape people in corporations, talking about you're wasting their time, all dick hard, extorting their secretaries, sexually exploiting them and everyone else. The root word for corporation, corpus, a pussy cat. The word cheat, he cat scrambled. Position, poison is scrambled. Place, lace, to lace somebody, this, that, and the other thing, to poison them. Pirate, rape it scrambled. You think it's all coincidence? Or the people who made the language is Latin rooted? Or in a neo-Roman rape cult. English is a Neo-Roman language, right? Latin, right? Rome. English, Latin rooted. French, Spanish. What don't you people get? So it is clear that when people are like, hey, we don't want our kids to look up to you. In a society, one in 4 little girls is sexually molested before the age of 18, 1 in 6 little boys. They then want people to look up to me, so they look up to organized rape called scum and get raped. You think when I know, even if that wasn't the case, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence and truth and logic that tells me to never pretend that I'm not the best. I am the best. I am the top martial artist ever possible. When you add that element, forget it. They can go to hell. I am never going to do it their way. They are satanic child molesters and their allies. Child molesters and their allies. People stupid enough to align themselves to child molesters in a life that is short and to mock God their whole lives. I'm never going to do it their way. I'm never going to be less and quote unquote bless them. That's not blessing them. Jacob didn't actually win in the story. Jacob is a worm who the kingdom of heaven is taken away from him. And newsflash, it was never given to him in the first place. He was used as a worm on the hook, as an example. And Jesus being crucified because he's a Jew? And at least to this evil world we have today, the worst 2,000 years in human history were since Jesus in the story, according to the story, were crucified. These are the most evil years in all of human history. Mass rape, murder. There's not a speck of evidence that any time in human history was worse than the last 2,000 years. So if he did that to make the world a better place, then it's the son of the fucking devil. I am the idea that he's superimposed on in Jesus coming back. The generational top martial artist anointing, Christos, the anointed one. The King of Kings. The fair reproductive cycle, the idea of Pharaoh is superimposed on. Pharaoh, fair maiden. None of these attractive women are fair. None of these females are fair. No one else is fair. Only I am. Made in, forged for God. Made in the spirit of God. Not in the spirit of this pile of shit, this earth. Earth without God is a mound of shit with bacteria and vegetation growing on it. Big whoopee, you know what I'm saying? I gotta explain this. But people think they should make their children some kind of bootlicking fucking coward, live like a rape cult energy having piece of shit. You think Luciferian energy isn't rape cult energy? Wake up, sister. That's exactly what it is. You're seething with corporate, Luciferian, neo-colonialist, pioneer, settler, bitch spirit that is despicable. That I've crushed a zillion times over. I've dashed to pieces. And when you look at each other and you see a sack of cowardice and a sack of shit, that's because people like me dash these bitches where it matters most into pieces. One thing you learn about martial arts, you strike them where it's effective. Think you're going to take your sweet time in a major battle to strike someone down? You strike them right where it matters most. I struck these pussies in their fucking soul, and they're not men as a result. And they will never bring forth a child from their despicable little wee-wees. What don't you people get? They'll never bring forth a child worth respecting. Okay? That's what I'm getting at. Elroy Jetson is not worth respecting. Homer Simpson is not worth respecting. Lisa Simpson, on and on and on. If you settle for being a feeble bitch, okay, in a world where people are historically slaughtered and raped and is thoroughly defiled, then you're fucking not worth respecting. Who would have thought? And knowing that that's going on right now, 9 million people are starving to death every year, 25,000 a day, and dying of hunger-related issues, and a third of them are children. And you're like, I'm going to be a bitch-ass motherfucker. Hi, I'm a bitch. Hey, I'm a geek-ass bitch. Right, you think that's the move? No.